Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I want to show the collection of paperbacks that I have by a Chinese sinologist, but Dutch-born, named Robert Hans van Gulik. And he wrote and even translated the adventures of Judge Dee. This is actual copy of the celebrated cases of Judge Dee, Di Gung An, an authentic 18th century detective novel. This translation dates to 18th century, be the Qing dynasty. It features the character Judge Dee, who was a magistrate judge that existed in the time of the Tang dynasty, often portrayed in movies and Chinese TV serials featuring often martial arts, which also figures in, although not prominently, in the novels by Robert Van Gulik. You'll even see it in some of his initial drawings in the books. Now, Robert Van Gulik actually drew the in Chinese style, drew drawings himself. He was himself an artist, obviously, who in all of the books drew pictures in the Chinese style, as you see here in all of his books. So when you buy the books, make sure you get it with the author's original artwork inside the books, which I did, and that was the fun part of collecting this series. So the first book that I'll show you has a very garish cover. It's called The Chinese Maze Murders. And I'll just flip it to the frontispiece here, the front page here. This is by Panther Books, and this was published twice in 1969. And here is, that's Judge Dee using a trident and fighting two robbers. So Judge Dee attacked by two robbers. He himself was a martial artist, and according to the novels, he carried a sword called Rain Dragon. So Judge Dee is an actual historical figure and became the subject of these mystery with some wuxia or martial arts, what wuxia is martial arts fiction. They are mystery stories on a par with some of the best mystery stories ever written. They're more likened to the Hercule Poirot than Sherlock Holmes, but there is elements of kind of Sherlockian detection in the stories. They are really well written stories, all worth the read. I enjoyed reading the series from cover to cover. Now, judges in Chinese fiction are common, actually. Their fiction, their mystery stories often feature Chinese judges, and their TV series often feature these judges. Like I said, Judge Dee appeared in a TV series, and I'll show you one of them. There are a few others, quite a few others actually. This is one that I purchased in our Chinatown. It's called Detective D. Ren Ji, and that's the lead actor. His name is Liang Guanhua, and that's my attempt at Mandarin, which I probably mangled. So that's a series that I collected. That's how popular he was, and of course, Robert Van Gulik, being a lover of Chinese culture, Chinese art, and even Chinese letters. That's his picture here, and that's his calligraphy. Um, would be an aficionado of understanding what and how to appreciate the series. So that's the first novel that he wrote. There was also another character that's also equally popular in China, Hong Kong, is the character Judge Bao. Now, Judge Bao appears in several films. He appeared in this classic martial arts novel called The Seven Heroes and Five Gallants. And that's Bao, Judge Bao. So I thought I'd show you that. And you notice similar style of artwork, probably done during the Qing or Ming dynasties. So that's the Seven Heroes and Five Gallants. And you can see martial arts. The next book in the series was this one. This is called The Chinese Bell Murders. So that's The Chinese Bell Murders. And this one is published by, oh, there's a photograph or a painting of Judge Dee. That's an early painting of Judge Dee. And this one is copyright 1977, University of Chicago Press. Again, that's his artwork, Robert Van Gulik's artwork. And you'll see it showcased throughout the book. So if you're ever going to purchase this series, you have to purchase it with the author's artwork. The next book in the series is called The Chinese Gold Murders. And here's Judge Dee in his library. And that's again a line drawing signed by the artist Robert Hans van Gulik. The next book in the series is The Chinese Lake Murders. The next one is The Chinese Nail Murders. And they all had that kind of title. That was soon to change. And here's the artist, Robert Hans van Gulik, and the author of the books. Again, excellent mystery novels. Like I said, on a par with Hercule Poirot, if not just slightly better. And the next one in the series, I want to go in order, copyright 1961, is The Haunted Monastery. Nice purple cover. This one is the one I tended to want to collect. It's the Scribner Crime Classics. And this one is 1983, published by Scribner Books. And the next one in the series called The Red Pavilion. And this one again I have to edit. Robert Van Gulik unabashedly published his own book of Chinese erotica, but done in the ancient Chinese style. So that's why a lot of his covers feature this kind of look, which I have to edit. The next one in the book is called The Lacquer Screen. Again, I'll have to edit that. This is The Lacquer Screen. And that's Judge Dee there. And again, it features all of the books feature his original artwork inside the books. That's the unique thing about these books. Unlike many of the detective fiction that you read. The next one in the series that I'll present is The Emperor's Pearl. And again, I'll have to edit that. This is the Emperor's Pearl. And again, I apologize for the editing, but out of respect to anybody who is watching, especially children. So that's the Emperor's Pearl. The next one is called The Monkey and the Tiger. And I'll have to edit that one also. So this is The Monkey and the Tiger. Beautiful green cover. Original artwork that he, both on the cover and in the interior. And this is an anthology with two novellas in the book. The first one is called The Morning of the Monkey and The Night of the Tiger. The next one in the series is The Willow Pattern. This has got a ominous looking green cover. And we'll just flip through it and look at the publication date. All Charles Scribner's Sons, New York. So 1965. It looks like it's the paperback original, but I am not certain. So that's The Willow Pattern. The next one is called Murder in Canton. And this one, unfortunately, I have to edit. That's The Murder in Canton. And this one is Judge Dee on the cover there. And this next one is called The Phantom of the Temple. And the next in the series is actually an anthology book. This is called Judge Dee at Work. And this one features several short stories, all interesting detective fiction. It's called Five Auspicious Clouds, Red Tape Murders, He Came with the Rain, A Murder on the Lotus Pond, The Two Beggars, The Wrong Sword, The Coffins of the Emperor, and Murder on New Year's Eve. All excellent stories. And that's why I needed to collect the entire series just to read these amazing stories. So the next one in the series is called Necklace and Calabash. Also have to edit that. Apologize. And sadly, the last one in the series, sadly because he died young at the age of 57. And this is called Poets and Murder. Robert Van Gulik was the ambassador to Japan from Holland, from the Netherlands. And that's where he died, in Japan, of cancer at the age of 57. A person with a great mind, obviously a person who knew and respected and understood, in many ways understood Chinese culture. The main thing is that the books are his legacy and they continue to be endlessly reprinted, constantly reprinted. You find numerous editions. They're easy to find in most bookstores. But again, if you're going to buy the books, you have to buy them with the original artwork inside. That was the way the author wrote the books. That's the way they should be published. And out of respect to the author, And that's how most publishers do publish them. But every once in a while, you run across a copy uh, by usually an American publisher, and they have no drawings in them, which does a disservice to the story because the author wrote the book with the authors and intended the artwork to be part of the text. So this is the my complete collection of the Judge Dee mysteries. I hope you enjoyed this little foray into Judge Dee. Again, Robert Van Gulik was a very accomplished artist and writer, um, a super talent who died too young. And it's unfortunate that many of that he could have done a lot more, but fortunately, we do have a legacy of great work that he left behind. Someone who understood and like very few people, understood Chinese culture, mastered the language and the art of writing calligraphy in the Chinese style, and was able to translate, which is not easy to do for anyone, to translate ancient Chinese text into modern language, into English. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this foray, and if you did, please give me a like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. And I hope it didn't deter you from buying the series with my amateurish editing. So thanks again, everyone. And thanks for everyone who's commented, all of you who've subscribed, and all who gave me a like. Thanks again. Bye.